Here today with Greg Feldman of the Roanoke Blacksburg Technology Council and Valley's Innovation Council. Greg, thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you, Tom. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
Tell us a bit about the two organizations, their respective missions, a bit about the history, if you will, and some of the recent announcements that you had, including the Strategic Alliance.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Well, first of all, the Roanoke Blacksburg Technology Council and Valley's Innovation Council, to your point, formed a strategic alliance earlier this summer. And a lot of that is because we've had a standing history of working together already under a shared mission of wanting to grow the innovation ecosystem in the region and also to ultimately grow the technology community and the number of technology companies that are based here in the region. And so as we worked on joint projects, the boards saw alignment as important and also in keeping with what the state is doing right now under the Virginia Innovation Partnership Authority to have a alignment within regions around the state of organizations focused on the technology economy and the innovation economy, aligned with what the state is trying to do to drive more activity in that sector and ultimately more high-wage jobs. So as you know, from a history standpoint, the Roanoke Blacksburg Technology Council has been around since the late 90s. It is a member-focused organization and is organized as a 501c6. Valley's Innovation Council is somewhat newer. We formed officially in January of 2018, and it is a 501c3 organization. And if you think about the component parts, we call Valley's Innovation Council VIC. VIC has really focused on planning and research, assessing where we are in the innovation economy today, assessing the strengths and weaknesses of our ecosystem, and then trying to lay out pathways and pursue resources that can help address those gaps. The RBTC, Roanoke Blacksburg Technology Council, has done a lot of programming around education, networking, et cetera, for member companies. And we find ourselves working on a lot of similar issues like access to capital. How can we improve that in the region? Access to talent, both those folks that already have the skills that live here, but also many of these companies need mid and senior management people that oftentimes have to be recruited. So how do we help tell the story of this region as a place for innovation and tech sector workers to think about? And I think it's a wonderful opportunity, especially if there's any silver lining at all in the pandemic. I think more and more people are starting to look around. I can live anywhere and do my work in this environment, just as we're doing this show today. And you know, it's a real opportunity to attract some new talent and workforce and gain population growth in higher wage jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're also doing some work on the workforce development, the growing our own workforce here as well. Tell us about the recent award on that front.
Last week, we were awarded a $290,000 state grant that's matched by approximately another $160,000 to deliver an internship apprenticeship program specifically targeting IT and software development talent. We have partnered, and Roanoke Blacksburg Technology Council has taken the lead on this with some companies like Next Up, which has been running an acceleration program on the tech campus for about 10 years, and Max Potential, which has run some nice apprenticeship programs for those workers that are getting reskilled, say, in certain coding capabilities. So we'll be able to marry both, say, university level folks, juniors and seniors principally, with people that are already in the workforce and match them with employers that have software projects, development needs that they might farm out on this model or this basis. And it links especially smaller and mid-sized companies that may not have the infrastructure to run their own, say, internship program inside. We'll actually have senior team leaders that will run these teams, deliver the work product back out, and then both sides, the workforce gets some visibility on potential employers in the region, and employers in the region get an early look at potential talent that they can perhaps lure. And you asked, Tom, earlier about the other grant that we've been working on this year that we feel very fortunate to have received, the federal EDA Build to Scale program in support of the RAMP program, which is our regional acceleration and mentorship program based, the in-residence program is based in the Gill building in the city of Roanoke, but we serve companies throughout, again, the entire Region 2 footprint, and we're even getting some applications from companies out of the region entirely and even out of the state. So that's our effort to really focus and provide the right kind of support mechanisms for innovators and founders of early stage, highly scalable technology companies, and give them the kind of nurture which is classroom instruction based, it's mentorship based, and heavily focused on customer discovery to give them the right kind of nurture that it quote unquote accelerates their capability to launch and commercialize an innovation that they're trying to bring to the market.
So really on what I hear is on both fronts, whether it be the workforce development or the entrepreneurial startup arena, we're focusing on tapping into the assets that are here, i.e. the expertise in the companies, and trying to match them up with up and comers, whether that be workforce or startups, as well as recruiting from outside the region to really attract people to the great things we've got going here.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. I mean, we live in a great place, but make no mistake about it, it's a dogfight. Everybody wants these types of jobs. Pew Research, this is a report from about 2-3 years ago now, found that a 4-year graduate with a STEM degree in the United States averages about $81,000 a year. As a point of reference, that's about 2x the median income in our region. It is really important that we leverage the assets that we have in our region. All of those places, as they do more translational research, meaning something that can translate into solving a market problem or opportunity, gives rise to the potential for some either innovation being licensed or bought by an existing Virginia company, perhaps in our region, or it could serve as the basis for a startup. And part of what we're doing with the new EDA grant with the second cohort is it will be domain focused more on health and life science, because we're seeing a rising tide of opportunities springing up out of the research that's going on at Virginia Tech and places like Fralin Biomedical.
Right, really build on those.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Greg, thank you for your time this morning. You guys are doing a tremendous amount of great work, and we really appreciate that. And congratulations on both grant awards. Those are huge, and we look forward to seeing all of the results that will flow from that, from your good work. Thank you, sir.
Well, Tom, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you.